Hello Familia, hello, welcome. My name is Magdalene Janet. If you are new, welcome to the family. Today we are revisiting loved older drugstore makeup and doing a full face for oily skin. Kind of like sweat-proof makeup, because you guys always are asking for drugstore makeup. And I was at Walmart yesterday and I was looking at the drugstore. Some of the oldies but goodies are oldies but goodies still. Are still oldies. I mean, are still goodies. Anyway, I love this little clear basket. I have no idea where I found it, but it's mine now. Oh my gosh, and before I forget, I will have all the products here tagged on screen. If you see these pop-ups, know that it's me adding each product that I talk about, so you can look at it and shop through YouTube, and it helps my channel out tremendously. As always, no pressure. I will also have everything tagged, linked down below with all the shades and everything. I always want to let you know what's happening. If you see those pop-ups and you're like, what the heck is happening? That's me. That's me right here. First thing, this is a reminder to do your skincare. This is the skincare I used. I go first with this one, then this, which is like a essence. These milky essence are really good when you wear a full beat of makeup. It gives your skin the hydration, but it also helps hold the makeup well together. I promise you, use one of these. This is the Haru Haru Wonder. I love it. I then go with moisturizer, and then I go with sunscreen. Each step I wait about 2 minutes, and then I proceed. The reason why skincare is so important, it's going to hydrate your skin to help your skin basically absorb and kind of hold on to that makeup. And it's also obviously good for your skin. Yesterday I did my friend's wedding makeup. I can't believe she asked me to do her wedding makeup. Like, wedding makeup is so scary. And I did her skincare. When I tell you, her makeup looks so good. I didn't take any pictures. I do have a bit of a video here of me doing her foundation, and you can just see how smooth her skin is. I literally used that skincare and her makeup held on so well, she told me. Although you have oily skin, you need a skincare regimen, I promise. Then up, you're gonna start with a primer. I have not used this primer in 300 years, so when I was at Walmart yesterday, I bought it. I was looking at the drugstore, well, at my Walmart, there isn't any new primers that I'm like, wow, this is just new, I've never seen it. Nothing was eye-catching for me, so that's why we're like sticking with the oldies but goodies. When it comes to this type of primer, this sticky one, you want to press it in instead of rubbing it in. That when you press it in, you're going to get more of that stickiness. You're going to need that stickiness that adheres to your face, that your makeup, what am I saying? You're gonna need this stickiness to help your makeup stick and adhere onto your skin. So we're gonna let that dry a little bit. Although we have oily skin, we don't necessarily need to use all matte products. Speaking of primers, I don't see that the drugstore has like a matte primer. If you use one, let me know which one it is, because I was looking through my little Walmart and I'm like, I can't find it. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, by the way, this makeup look, I filmed it. I'm recreating that cool tone makeup look that I did with this Morhpe palette. So this is it. It will be in short form with this video. It's still wet, so we're gonna let this dry. When it comes to makeup, if you want your makeup to look good, you have to wait. You have to take your time. I know a lot of us are like working, have kids. We're gonna use this pore filling primer to fill our pores in the center. So we're double priming. Double priming is really helpful because it gives you like the best of both worlds. I have big pores. Back to what I was saying. Makeup takes time. It takes time for it to look good. If you are rushing your makeup and you wonder like, why doesn't it look good? Why doesn't it look smooth? Or why does it break apart? That tends to happen when you're like rushing and just kind of not taking your time blending. That's probably why. Once you get a hold of your makeup and how to do it, you could probably do your makeup in 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Me, I can do this full face that I'm doing right now probably in 20 minutes, but those 20 minutes includes all the waiting in between that I do. You know what I mean? And while we wait, let's talk about foundations, because the drugstore low-key has some good oldies but goodies, but these are like my favorite foundations. I'm gonna talk about 4, but we're probably just gonna use 2 today. Of course, I like to give you options, and we're letting this dry, so we're multitasking here. L'Oreal Infallible foundation. This is by far one of the mattest long-wearing foundations at the drugstore, and I'm so happy it's still here. You know, the drugstore, they just discontinue things all the time without telling us. $4.70. I have $4.80 here, and then I have $4.90. I feel like $4.90 is the best neutral undertone, but it's a little too deep. We can use this one today because I'm a mix. $4.70 is more my tone. It has a bit of a warmer undertone, not Oompa Loompa or anything, but this one works too. $4.80 is just too warm for me. It's gonna be very Oompa Loompa. I have it because I don't know, I think I'm in between those 3. I'd much rather have a deeper foundation than a lighter foundation. CoverGirl has these are skin tints, but honestly they have like a very foundation feel. I love these blur your skin very well and they last well. It's thick, so it's going to provide great coverage. Thicker foundations, if you apply them correctly and like thinly and blend out well, they tend to last on your skin longer than a thinner foundation like a skin tint or one of those like lightweight medium foundations. This foundation, I was looking at my stash and I'm like, girl, I forgot about this one, the True Match. This is gonna give you more of a natural light to medium coverage. You're not gonna get a full coverage, but it has this long wear feel. It's gonna feel like skin, and it does hold well for the rest of the day. If you want something more full coverage, is these 2 that I'm talking about. As I was like looking at my makeup yesterday, I'm like, wait, these low-key could be similar. Do you want to see a comparison? Because I think I'm gonna do it because these are very similar. This is a Lumi matte foundation. This gives you the best of both worlds. It's Lumi and matte. It lasts all day long. It adheres to your skin, but it gives you that like luminous look. What I'm gonna do is probably mix these 2 together. Like always, I want to give you options on foundations because makeup is expensive, okay? Because we're gonna do a long wear foundation, I also don't want to look super matte. I want to look like I have a nice natural glow within. So I'm gonna use the Also Popular. They came out with like this big one. I'm in the shade medium. I always use it. And I'm gonna get this brush. This is the Morphe brush. It's no longer available, but look at how thin it is. This is another option for you, the Morphe M107. It's not as thin, but it does get the job done. I've used this one, so I wanted to give you that option. I want to, now that the primer is dry, we're gonna add the glow on the high points of our face. Look at this. Oh my god, what's happening here? Am I sticky yet? Oh yeah, I am. Weird. Why is the foundation, the primer doing that? Weird. Okay. So we're gonna just add it here to here, like at the top of our face. This is us starting the layering process. When it comes to makeup, the way it's also going to last on our oily skin and throughout the day, it's layers. These layers are gonna be very pivotal to your makeup not only looking good, wearing well. If you're not blending your makeup, once your oils start coming through, especially if you have oily skin and it looks like cakey, it looks like you can just scratch it off, it's probably because we didn't do thin layers and blend it out like we should. And you know, this is why I'm here to teach you how to beat this face. After yesterday's wedding makeup, I was like, you know what? I'm an artist. I don't have pictures. I wish I could show you. I didn't get close-ups because I don't like to be in people's faces when I'm doing their makeup. I don't know. I just think it's a little intrusive. Also, because I do social media and I like turn the camera on all the time, it doesn't mean other people like to do that too. So I always think about when I'm around other people, especially if they don't do social media, I think about that stuff, you know? Okay, let's the damn thing. I'm so excited because I love both of these foundations. I'm gonna do like a pump and a half and then a pump. $4.90. You know what? Let me show you the shade $4.90, how it looks. See how it's a little darker? And then $2.20, we know it's a little lighter. Let me show you here. You see? So that's why I'm gonna mix. I suggest you apply your foundation. If you have a thin brush, you can also use these brushes from Michaels that you get a set of like 5 or 6 for like $5. I can tag it for you. You want to paint your foundation in a light layer because it's gonna provide not only good coverage, it's gonna provide an even layer of foundation like such. I already asked Morhpe, I'm like, are you guys gonna like have this available? And one of the girls, I met one of the agency girls that works with Morhpe, she's like, no, they're not. I'm like, what? Like, this brush is the best. You know, it is what it is. It happens. Okay, so I'm gonna get my brush, get some product in there, and then whatever remains here, you want to embed your brush with product because you want to prime it. Think about it like you're painting a wall. You want to prime your brush a little bit so it doesn't have those streaks immediately. Now that we have that primed up in there, we're gonna start blending. Does it look like a lot of foundation? Yes. But are we gonna blend it out? Yes. You can use less foundation. I think I did get a little carried away. But you know, it happens. It happens. But when that happens, you can always blend like this. Blend down. Also get a sponge. And a sponge will always thin things out. Let me go wet my sponge. You want to really press in the pores. The pores, the nose areas where all your oils come through. You know when you get those oil beads on your nose? You want to make sure you're pressing in. This is not only going to provide you good coverage, like fuller coverage, it's working the product into your skin so that this thing's going to stay. It's going to stay. And don't be shy. If you feel like you blended for too long, blend for 10 more seconds, okay? I got my little spongy sponge. Put some product in here. Make sure you wet your sponge. You can also put like a matte setting spray and press. This is gonna be the only non-drugstore product we're using. This is the new Beauty Blender Bio Pure Sponge. I actually worked with them for a YouTube short. I was like, they wanted to work with me. It was my first time working with Beauty Blender. I was so excited. So you want to just press, press, press. This is going to take also any excess product you have. You guys know I have a small face, so I did put a little foundation, but it's okay. But look at the skin. Although we're using a full coverage foundation, you can still see the skin, like the skin still looks like skin, right? Right. Next thing we want to do is wait. You know me in the waiting game. I typically wait 10 minutes because when I'm filming, I honestly have all the time in the world. But you can wait 2 minutes, you can wait 3 minutes. Make sure your foundation is somewhat dried down so that we can proceed. So I'll be back. I'm gonna go make my cafecito. I'm back in action. What time is it? Oh, has it been 10 minutes? I think so. I'm starting a little late today, but I'm gonna come back at 10 so you guys can see the legit wear test. Okay, this is the skin. It looks really good. Looks a little warm. Does it look warm? Are we matching? I think so. Wait, I'm lying. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, you know? For an oily, approved makeup, we need cream products. Cream products are going to be your best friend. This is also some of the newer products I'm using because I really love these Morhpe cream bronzers. It's a 2-in-1. You don't have to mess with any other products. You can just grab your one product and go. I've been appreciating that a lot more lately just because, you know, we're on the go. Another bronzer I really like that is an oldie but goodie is the L'Oreal. I am in the shade here, medium. This is just chef's kiss, you know? All right. Oh my god, I just jammed my fingernail. My nails are kind of long. I have like a big meeting next week that I haven't told anyone about. Therefore, I'm waiting to get my nails done, you know, so I could have a fresh little set. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is Maui Surf from Morhpe. We are gonna add warmth. Well, this is more of a contour. We're gonna add a little contour, a little warmth to our skin. This is just gonna give our skin a little more dimension, a little more warmth. Because right now we're looking a little flat. The foundation just kind of flattened us up a little bit. You know, we're getting a little bit of that color back. I can't think of another cream bronzer that I really, really like at the drugstore. Which one's your favorite cream right now at the drugstore? There's the e.l.f. ones, but those are okay. Let me check. Oh my gosh, JK. Another one that I love is, oh my gosh, CoverGirl. The skin, this is the shade Snatch. This one I love. It has like this bit of a red undertone. Look, your foundation's too warm. Girl, get this one. I love this. This is like a balm cream. So good. Anyway, what you're gonna need is creams. What creams are gonna do is reinforce your makeup. So it's kind of like first of 2 layers of product that you need so that when you start sweating and your oils start taking over, your makeup doesn't start disappearing. These layers, remember we're talking about thin layers, is gonna help your makeup hold. And really we just went on the perimeter of our face. Why does this look weird? Hold on. Scratched it with my long nails. We're gonna add makeup in the perimeter of our face to give us a little more depth, a little more dimension. Speaking of that, lately, I've been loving to use just the same brush. Just make sure you clean it off. And because we have a cool tone eye, we're going to use a cool tone cream blush. Use whatever cream blush you have. This, again, is a palette that you could just take with you and be done. You don't have to use a bunch of other products. I'm going to press it in here. I'm going to use kind of like the tip of this brush. This is a Sephora Collection 99 brush. I'll pop it right here, like at the top of my cheek. Because I have a small face, where you place your blush matters because you don't want it to take over. I've had many of those times where my blush was, you know, the blindness blush, but now I get it. Now I get the point. Another recommendation is to do your blush before your concealer. In case your blush gets crazy, you know, we get heavy-handed here, you can clean it up with your concealer. Oh! Nothing like a cool tone look. I don't know why. I used to hate cool tone looks, like detested cool tone looks. Maybe because I didn't know how to do them, or maybe I just didn't like them. But now I'm like, she's a vibe. She's a vibe, you know? Okay, speaking of vibe, oldies but goodie concealers are these. This is a full coverage, like full coverage concealer. It's gonna cover all your ojeras. This one is very pigmented but lighter weight. It gives you a little more wiggle room to have more of a lighter weight look. Depending on what type of under eyes you have, make sure you wear an eye cream. I'm using the Desi eye cream right now. I forgot to show you when I brought out my skincare. So we need hydration here in order for our under eyes right here to handle basically the makeup we're about to put on, which is this, which could be a corrector, this, and powder. That's 3 products that could be a little heavy on the eye area. So we need that protection of hydration. My favorite, most favoritist corrector for the under eyes is Morhpe. Peach number 2. Girl, so good. Again, we're gonna grab this little brush. You can always use all the same brush you use for your foundation, but that one's too big. Add a thin layer. These thin layers are going to help you, and I find that brushes is what's gonna give you the thin layers. Unfortunately, our fingers can't. Our fingers will provide warmth as you apply your foundation, but it's not gonna give you that thin layer that a brush, especially artist brushes, can give. As we let this dry, because this is the only thing about the Morhpe corrector, is it has to dry down for you to get that full pigment. In the meantime, let's use the shade, not Latte, I think Cashew is my shade. She is so good. Look, this is Cashew, this is Latte. I've used Latte as well. Latte is a little pinker, and then Cashew is a little warmer. I like a warmer concealer. Wait, since this is cooler, let's add the cooler one on the perimeter of our face. Like, we're gonna clean this up, maybe right here. If your foundation's ever too dark or it's a little too warm, you can clean it up with the concealer. I think this is enough. And then you're gonna get your same foundation brush. You're gonna mix in the foundation you already had with that concealer around your face. As usual, I'm waiting for that corrector to like dry down, so I'll do everything else. We're also multitaskers over here, okay? I don't like to just sit around and wait. I'm like so impatient. I feel like I'm a little more patient now. Like, it's taken many years for me to like relax. Look how pigmented this concealer is. If you want coverage for days, this concealer is gonna be your girl. I remember when it released. Now, like, since I've been doing YouTube for 8 years, now I always remember releases. It just reminds me of a time. This concealer released, let me find the video, but I'm gonna go out and say around 2019. I think by 2020 it was already here. Because for some reason I could really remember the lockdown releases. Now that thin corrector, we're gonna blend it here. It was a time where I was so new to this. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew if I reviewed L'Oreal makeup, it was gonna do well. That's kind of all I knew, and that's kind of how I went about it. It's such a just fun way of doing things. Like, I was like, ooh, and I would always be on top of all the releases. I mean, technically, I kind of still am on top of the releases, but not as much in the sense, like, back then, I used to wait at the store for it to open up. That's when also it was different. The releases were different. You can go pick them up. Now it's not really like that. Now I feel like the releases stagger. Like, something's released somewhere here online, you know. Anyway, I would just like be on it, and then I would be at work. You guys know I was in my corporate job. I would go on lunch, like in my lunch breaks, if I can find like a Ulta or Walmart or whatever, to go pick up the product. And this was one of those, if I remember correctly, it was maybe online. It was available. I don't know how I got it, but I remember I got it pretty like early on, one of the first. And then I used to want to be like one of the first to to review. Which one did we use? Cashew? We used latte for the face. Okay. Cashew. Because we saw how thick this concealer is. I'm going to add a little bit on my hand. I'm going to clean that brush. We're going to thin it out. We're going to just add here. You don't want to add too much concealer. We want to layer it very thinly because your under eyes could look super heavy and crepey. We don't want that. Back to that. I was, reviewing things quickly. It would do very well. Certain drugstore brands always do well. Your e.l.f., your Maybelline, L'Oreal, Milani, those always do well. And it just, you know, it takes me that time. It feels like such a long time. But no lie, it wasn't that long ago. It was what, 5 years ago? But in social media and in the makeup world, 1 year is a long time. Because in social media, I've realized like things just move so quickly. Things change a lot. That's something I had to get used to doing, is changing, navigating, updating, maneuvering, whatever you want to call it, the times. And it keeps you on your toes, and it kind of keeps you in a way motivated, like, because you legit don't know what's next, like what is happening. And I realized like through these years, I low-key thrive in that environment. You know what I mean? Thank you for being here. I just sometimes reminisce on like how I started. I'm still here, still loving it just as much. I enjoy filming just as much. But yeah, I feel like now it's more like I have more of a schedule. I'm more confident. Most importantly, I feel like I know what I'm doing. I don't need to prove anything. Back when I was reviewing the L'Oreal, of course, I had to prove that I could do this to myself, not even to anyone, because at this point, a lot of people didn't know I did YouTube. I like hid me doing social media like for years. I think I finally started telling people when I did it full time, because then people are like, oh, what are you doing? Like for work? And I was like, oh yeah, I got to tell you, you know? Anyway, let's set down. Do you guys remember this thing had me in a chokehold? Girl, I'm looking at my eyeshadow. It is not blended, but we'll get to it tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, later. 2022, 2023, my jam. I just bought a new one because I was at Walmart yesterday, living my best little life, and I saw this. Hold on, let me open it. This, girl. Where is my brush? You know, the Morhpe right here. We're gonna get this. This is a brightener. We want a bright under eye because I have this indent. We're trying to hide that. I'm not about to get filler for that. So makeup will do. We're going to press. The concealer has been on, and because it has like a bit of a drying feel, it's like soft matte, I would say. It's drier. It has some dry down. That's when you want to go into set. You don't want to set your concealer immediately when it's super wet, because that's when the powder is going to adhere in that area in a very uneven manner. So what you want is that powder to smoothly glide on that evenly dried area. That also goes for your foundation too. When it comes to the eye area, I'm really careful how I set, and I make sure to wait. This highlight was my jam. Okay, speaking of my jam, I just talked about this. This is such an oldie but goodie powder. I use the shade 10. I'm gonna use this powder puff. Press. This is the part where it's going to help make your oil stay kind of like sucked in. You're gonna press. Pressing motions is going to be the best thing. I always like to start with the center, the T-zone. Press that all in and then move all the way to the back of your face with the same amount of product. You don't want to add more. You're going to want to use a bit of a soft matte or a matte powder. This is not only going to make your skin look flawless, super filtered, because it's matte, it gives you like a bit of a dry down, and this is holding in your makeup together. We're gonna get a little more. Again, we're going with thin layers, and then I like to press on top of that blush bronzer just a little bit. I'm running out of this powder. I should have restocked when I was in El Walmart ayer. I needed batteries, so that's what I went to go do at Walmart. And then you can't go to Walmart without looking at the makeup section, you know? I'm gonna bake a little bit in the under eye area. Not really bake, just press the powder in on top of the, remember this one? So when I went to Walmart, I was like, what is up in here? I felt like I haven't been in Walmart in a minute. I ended up getting a Reese's Oreo peanut butter cup thing. Girl, you know I'm not eating like sweets and carbs, but something about that just called my name, and then I felt so guilty. I got the king size and I ate all 4 on my way home. I couldn't even wait to get home to eat it. Bad, so bad. But then I felt good. So, you know, that's how it is. I would use this, but you know what? Let's use the L'Oreal just because I talked about it. We're gonna now powder up all the areas we added cream product. So we're gonna powder here on the bronzer side. Just add a little bit. I don't really like to contour my nose. I just like to add a little You guys know NYX has me in a chokehold with these. I just saw yesterday Ulta released 3 new shades of the NYX. Oh no, this is the shimmer. I don't like the shimmer. Here, let's get this shade because is it a little cool tone? I'm trying to match. Here, let's actually mix then. Morhpe Ariel. I'm gonna try to tag this here if you can see it. These are gonna be gone soon, so please get these because they're so good. Okay, a little bit of blushy blush. I like to add my blush like from here, there. If I bring it out here, it's gonna make my face kind of look droopy. Not droopy, but just not lifted. Let's add a little of this one. This is the shade For the Butter. This is a bit of cool tone, I think, I hope. This blush, it's so pigmented, you literally need a touch. But these are so perfect for oily skin, especially if you wear your makeup for long periods, because when I tell you it's gonna last, it's gonna last. We're gonna add a little more blush. I mean, not, what is this, bronzer? We're gonna cut the cheekies, do a little cleanup action. You know what I forgot to do? This part is very important. When you have your cream, you know, when I was doing my concealer, you want to add 1 layer of the matte setting spray. It's okay. You know what? Things happen. I got so caught up talking about and reminiscing about when I started YouTube that I forgot, but it's okay. Setting, this part is very important. Not only is it going to help melt all these powders so we don't look super powdery, it's going to help adhere your makeup. First, want to start with a matte setting spray. Don't be shy, especially if you forgot like I did. You want to dry this down. Ooh. If you're ever like, damn, I look so powdery, throw a setting spray on. It's gonna help you. You want your skin damp when you do this step. We're gonna get the sponge, just press a little bit. You're gonna get your powder puff that you use, or if you use a brush, or if you use a sponge. Now that your face is damp, without adding additional product, we're gonna press again. This is like a thin layer we're doing onto your skin. Your skin's gonna feel a little damp. You know what I mean? Yeah. When your skin is damp and you do like the final touches, it's gonna give you that additional pigment. For example, if you go back with your bronzer brush, you're gonna get that like instant pow. You see? You wanna be careful. You wanna make sure your skin is not too wet while you're doing this step. You're gonna press that blush. Ooh. ooh. And then hang out and chill. Let me finish up the eyes. I'll be back. I'll just realize we need the heavy hitters. Well, the second heavy hitter. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible 3-in-1 Mist that came out. And we need her to keep our oils at bay. I also like to do it before my mascara. So you're gonna get that in there. Some people like the one size better. Some people like this one better. Whatever your preference is. Oh, my eyelashes are sticky. This is the truth. This will keep things like I see. Just a little 1, 2. Okay, for real, be back. She's back, and girl, I forgot one last thing. This first is not working. My under eyes look super textured. I don't know if you can see it. I would say first setting powder and then the highlight powder. Although it's highlighting well, you could barely see my indent, but just the caveat, I'm like, girl, they look a little rough, but it's okay. You know, some things aren't perfect and it's okay. Todo está bien. This powder, is this my shade? Tan, is going to give you the most flawless finish. Typically, I like to do this before I set with the last setting spray. You know how we do here. I'm not perfect, although I wish I was. I'm not. Okay, so we're gonna press this here. I like to use a dense brush like this. This is the BK101, and we're just gonna press it in the center. This is where those oils, we want them to stay put. This is the type of powder I would say keep this or your sponge. If you want to touch up throughout the day, you can use it without adding additional product. You don't want to add additional product onto very oily skin. It just doesn't work. I would say touch up first and then you could add a little more product. But for the most part, I don't suggest product. Oh yeah, this looks good. Look how good. Ooh. This powder is so good. I want to spray a little bit more, just one last time, because I forgot. And by the way, my lip combo is the same one from, I think, last video. We matchy. I'm telling you, something about a cool tone look. Yes, this look, it will be up by now, but this is it. Our oily skin drugstore oldie but goodie makeup that we love so much, that is just oily skin friendly as your oily skin, brown skin bestie over here. Of course, we're gonna do an all-day wear test because we need to see the tea. I will go in front of the window so you can see how things look in daylight, how shades look, how texture looks. You can see things differently in different lighting. Meet you out the window. In front of the window, what do we think of our drugstore routine oily skin makeup? It looks really nice. I love how we have that glow. That L'Oreal spray will give you this nice natural glow. Things will look well put together. See how the skin looks? How everything looks smooth, seamless. But we will see. Only time will tell how this makeup really holds. I don't know if you can see my under eyes. A little scrapey. I gave all the tips to avoid that, and here I am with it, but it's okay. It happens. Just do what I said, not what I did in that portion, okay? Let's see if we look gastadas at the end of the day. I don't think we will. Or maybe, who knows? Okay, bye. Familia, I'm back. You guys, it is, I don't know. Let's say it is 10 o'clock. Yes, we made it all day long. Oily skin, drugstore full glam. But you know, I got some footage for you at around, oh, I think it was 4:30. But girl, the skin was looking good. My oils were coming in a little bit, but for the most part, everything looked very well put together. Felt like my mouth though was a little disappearing. I did have like a really messy lunch. But other than that, we're looking good. I'm looking at my skin right now. I'm like, this looks exceptionally great. My hair is looking crazy, but I let that go a while ago. And look here, let's get really close and let me know what you think about this full face of drugstore on oily skin. And this looks so good. Everything looks pretty well put together. I do need to tap my skin. You can see the oils in the center. For the most part, everything looks good, and all these tips and tricks, mainly layering slowly and thinly, is always going to make your makeup last and look good. You can tap throughout the day, which will help you not look as oily. But you know, when I do my wear test, I don't tap, I don't do anything, so you can see the proof in the put-in. Yeah, look, like the bronzer, the blush, it is faded, but you know, you still see it there. Here I just tapped. You can see here nothing is separating or peeling because again, everything is just lightly layered on top, kind of like a layered cake. Overall, we don't look gastada. I will say my makeup looks so good. Even my eyeshadow, it did not budge. Ooh, ooh, oh my gosh. Yes, drugstore is where it's at. Drugstore makeup is great makeup. I hope this video helped you. I hope all the tips and tricks to help your makeup last, especially on your oily skin, helps. It's drugstore. Who doesn't like the drugstore? Let me know, what are your drugstore favorite makeups? Like all-time favorite makeup, not the new stuff. I want to know what's the oldies but goodies that have really lasted and still top faves, you know? Okay, this is it. Love you, Familia. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, especially if you made it all the way to the wear test. I love you. You know you're a real one. Again, I will have everything tagged here below for you. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, subscribe there. Okay, bye.